Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the Super Jaders podcast. Little talkback session after. Yeah, we're back. We're back.
What
after
an
session
episode!
Six.
What an episode!
Yeah, what an episode! What a gnarly episode. Any initial thoughts with that? What are you feeling right now?
We should go again. We always go to Amy first chats because that's the first glance.
Yes, she didn't live it.
Well, I thought it was hilarious how Mike went out.
Yeah,
it was very intense, and I was happy he took the chance, regardless how the outcome happened.
Big swings.
So that was a very
we love big swings.
Yeah,
I love a good swing.
It's funny because
it was good.
I feel like at the beginning of this race, or even before this race, we all thought like, Mike's the fastest character. He zips around the most. Like he was the most likely to win on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny how it turned out that like that was not the case at all. But also like he went out in such a sick way, like on his own terms, big sacrifice.
That's what I'm saying. It was like a great sacrifice. It was really good.
Yeah.
It was all worth it.
It kind of made all his journey really worth it. Because he still killed it the entire race. And then we kind of just created this shortcut, like the dynamics. And we opened up the floodway for like every complicated on top of giving us a route.
Yes.
I was sitting there and I was like, man, I don't know if like how far I'm gonna get in this race, but like if I can take this guy out, that's a huge win. So I just went for it. I did it. That was crazy. Oh my god!
And
it was so stylish too.
It was very stylish. It was so stylish, and like right towards like the end too. It's just very epic. But full transparency, as a GM, obviously, like I've said this many times, like we obviously prioritize story over anything else. Like even like mechanics sometimes will like bend a little bit if it makes sense. When you made that attack, thank you for the subscription.
Mediocre, that's my boy. Thanks for giving us love.
Thank you so much. After you attacked Forking Blazer, he actually had 1 HP left, but I was like, I'm not gonna make it so that that didn't work, because like 1 HP is like, it really doesn't matter. Like for such an epic moment for the story, like it absolutely made sense.
You can even flame right away.
It would have carried over,
Yeah,
it would have carried over into like a non-cinematic way. Like on the next turn, I would have just hit him once, and it would have just
it wasn't as cool. Like all the ingredients put together was just like 1 degree, like it off. It's just like it's not a big deal to me. I'm gonna make this moment epic. This race is already so epic. Like this move, the sacrifice move, just makes it such a cool story.
I mean, also the meltdown would have done damage. Like come on, it's the character meltdown.
Yeah,
that will take anything out. It makes sense.
What's crazy is that the chains of Prometheus or whatever he put on the virologic suite, whatever he put on me, would have given me 6 heat, and my max heat was 6. So like no matter what, I would have stressed out if I just tried to move anyways. So I was like 3 spaces away from him. So it just like worked out perfectly. I was like, all right, okay, like the stars have aligned. I'm just gonna go for it.
I think that's the reason why we won, because he probably would have caught up to us and
definitely
and fucked us up.
He had a lot of
things.
He had a lot in his kit that could have gotten your way, because you were so focused. At least like with that, you could focus on Gojin Silver. And like you did the whole move of like pushing him in and stuff. Like you were able to take him out easier.
Yeah, even that matchup, I did not expect me and Gaki to end up with. I was like as close to Gojin as we can, and we'll deal with all the riffraff.
Yeah,
Mike keeps.
I don't think you're on your mic right now.
I thought I was
cutting out.
There was so much that could have gone wrong that, like, we would have not made it to the first place. Like I'm so shocked that we actually got.
Well, Sappy put it best in the episode. Yeah, what you said was just like there were so many points where this was not yours, and somehow it made it happen.
I mean, some of our turns felt like there was just moments where was just, I remember ending a turn and being like, shit, we didn't really move.
What would happen if they lost?
They would just would have lost. They just wouldn't have got all that money, right?
I still feel like we probably still would have had that scenario play out in the ending. It just wouldn't have been
I feel like one of you would have at least made third place, which is still like more money than you've come into.
It sounded like they got money and something else. Right?
Yeah, well, they got money and then like obviously the briefcase.
The briefcase. Would they get the briefcase if they lost?
I don't know what the original deal was. I think it was you guys raced and
we raced. Well, because we were gonna split with deal with this.
Your mic is still cutting out.
Yeah,
wow.
Still cutting out.
But it does sound better. But yeah, another character that when I made this character, I was just like, oh, he's just one of like the wacky racers, just like an alien character that like populate the race with some cool visuals. Futamaki Slim. When I made him in the first episode, I was just like, yeah, he's like a funny fish guy. And who knew that he would crawl his way up all the way to third place? Important enough that D-Fred made art for him. Became such a beloved underdog, and I love that because he was a character that I just really loved the name. and so,
I think my favorite part of the episode was when we blew a hole in the wall, and then Mike just sees Futamaki Slim come out. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. From Mike's perspective, all he sees is a hole. All of a sudden get blasted to the wall. Futamaki Slim comes out, and then Cheddar Larson get taken out.
Yeah. Literally, like here's an explosion, a bunch of rocks and stuff. Like, okay, like plan C is going well. Like, looks beside, expecting to see Bukaki and Mikey and his Futamaki Slim.
And then I can imagine the Larson dude. He like what he saw. He was like he saw the same thing. Sees like an explosion and then a fish man come out, and then he's like, "What the hell?" And then the rocks almost hit him. He's like, "Oh, thank God!"
Yeah, that's so good. The fake out where like the rocks almost hit him. He's like, "Woo! Oh, safe!" And then boom, blew up his whole damn vehicle.
I still picture a lot of it visually.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Another big moment, the rats when they shot the crater. So that was there were two reasons for that. One, there was so much racetrack left, and I was like, this is already like a 3-hour episode. I need to cut it short a bit. So like I had as a failsafe to like have this crater, open it up that you could kind of create a shortcut. And two, I mean, spoilers, but not spoilers really for Redline, but the whole Funky Boy scene, like kind of like in a lot of like these race media, like some big thing kind of gets in the way of the race, right? Or shakes it up in a way that like kind of makes it so that, you know, the racers either like deal with something or a bunch of them are taken out or something like that. Guapa, who is in the lead, gets entirely melted by the blast. And then mostly making my my episode not so long was the main point of it. Plus, I wanted those rats to do something cool. Yeah, they were also beloved.
I was happy they had mechanics to them. Yeah, running for them, and then like once they started functioning the cannon, I was.
Yeah, and Guapa, I think we mentioned this in the last Talkback. He is a canon. He is a distant ancestor of Guala the Destroyer, who's in season 1 of Rainbow Valley. You know, another slug person. Just a little Easter egg, just in my brain.
But he died. So
but he did leave. He did leave little slug children that were crying about.
You're supposed to kill the children so they don't come back when they're adults for revenge. God.
There's a plot line. Yeah.
So one of those slug kids was Guala.
He's like, he walks in, Dad, I brought the popcorn. Dad?
He lost the race.
But yeah, the ending of the race, just the like Simon said, so cinematic. Like I picture it so visually. Maybe because it's like a very red line ending where it's just like neck and neck, like you guys in gold and silver, and then you fucking saved that boost button for that very last moment. And yeah, I'm picturing just like in Redline where just like pieces are flying off your mech and you're just really hanging and hugging the side of the fucking racetrack. Like what a beautiful cinematic moment. I just love that that's how it worked out. Like somehow the roles and just how everything played out was just so perfect. And yeah,
the dice tell a story. Always.
The dice tell a story. And like we've said, like I mean, you guys said it first, but I agree with you. Like this was some of the coolest, most exciting like combat that I've ever been a part of in a TTRPG. Just for all these moments.
The music adds a lot. Again, like the editing adds. It's still one of my favorites.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're still cutting out, Sappy.
Yeah,
I'm still cutting out.
The end, it's okay. It's we get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just keep your sentences to 2 lines or less.
Talk really slowly.
No, actually, should talk really fast before it cuts out.
Yeah. But even the at the end of the episode was really good too. Like it was like that music and I was like, damn. And then
the tension.
That cliffhanger at the end, like
you thought you were safe. You thought you were safe. You thought the stress was over with the race being done. But it's funny because in since session 1, I had known in my brain that you guys, the client that you guys kind of crossed was the Skull Pounders. And making them a big part of the race, and like this being such like a publicized high profile event, like I was like, there's gotta be consequences. You're going face to face with the Skull Pounders, who you owe a large debt to. They know where you are. They know who you are.
Real
no
names.
Disguises, real names. Just there needs to be a consequence here. And I was just like, what better way to dampen the high of winning that race than a fucking explosion in the bar, which we'll see more about in the next episode. But yeah, I think that's a really cool cliffhanger to end an episode with.
I didn't even realize that the people that we're supposed to give the mech to was the Skull Pounders.
Because I never said it. Yeah. It was a client that was like we just said it was a client, right? Jeep said he had a boss.
Y'all should have investigated more questions with the client you're working with.
There you go. You got Amy on your team.
We don't think that far.
I'm like, who am I working for? The man?
Well, it's funny because you guys like at the beginning, like it's like that, like the growth as characters, like you guys become more careful over time. You guys think about stuff. You guys are a little more paranoid.
I'm gonna be the paranoid one in the group.
Yeah, that's funny that toward the beginning, like these first early episodes, like the precautions you guys don't take and what results from them molds you guys as characters, which is kind of cool.
But by the time you join us, Amy, we have disguises, different disguises
so jaded.
everywhere we go.
Yeah, literally every episode a new disguise. We gotta talk about the biggest, I guess, plot reveal of this episode, which is Gojin Silver. The reveal of Racer G being Gojin Silver. Did anybody even have an inkling of an idea that was happening? That's who he was.
I knew he was special.
Yeah, like I dropped little hints, like what he said, like.
Well, I did say in the recording that I think he knows you when he said something about young Dingleberry. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Bugaki was just like, offended. Like what?
Well, the first time he didn't say Dingleberry, he said something about like little bug. Yeah, and then, but he said it in a very like.
He said young Dingleberry or something.
When you guys met up with him at the end, he was like, "You race well, young Dingleberry."
No, during the race, I'm pretty sure that I, as Mike said, or maybe as Whiskers said that, maybe he knows you or something.
No, you said he knows him because he was talking about Bug. He said the only 2 lines that he said.
Oh, because he hung out with Bugs. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. He hung out with Bugs and all that stuff. But yeah, I dropped little hints, and we saw the photo at the very beginning of, I think, episode 4. So yeah, it was nice to bring that back and bring that around and reveal him.
Yeah, D-Fran also didn't make the art for that until like way later, so he didn't even know that at the time.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, no, he didn't even know it till after. Yeah,
yeah, I didn't know it because I was thinking that he would have said something. So I was thinking that he would have said something to Bugaki. And then, so Bugaki had no idea.
Well, if you even go back and rewind, you should watch the episodes again. The beginning of the race, before the race even starts, I say he's looking towards your guys' racer. Yeah. He's actually looking at you, Bugaki.
And then he gives the thumbs up.
Yeah, he gives you a thumbs up. Yeah. And yeah, even throughout, he just treats you in a very different way than the rest of the racers, and I think that maybe it could have hinted at it more, but yeah, it was nice to bamboozle you guys with that. But yeah, Gold and Silver. Dead? Question mark? We don't know. We'll have to find out next episode. Man is bleeding out on the floor after that explosion. But yeah, any other highlights? Anything you guys want to talk about in that episode? That was a packed episode. I think the longest episode to date. Just a lot to get done. But yeah, every turn had a lot happening in each turn.
We're gonna have to blow up the Skull Pounders.
You have to blow the Skull Pounders.
Agreed.
It's funny because I was just gonna say they're a heavy duty gang.
They are the gang. They are the gang kind of that calls the shots. Yeah. Even though there are other gangs, biker gang, robot gang, they are all tiny compared to the Skull Pounder Empire.
They're like gang.
I mean, they got Skull Pounder Coffee. I mean, they got a whole operation going on.
They got an enterprise franchise,
Starbucks gang
franchise. Yeah. So again, next week we will not be airing a new episode because we'll be taking a bit of a Super Journey break, and we will be skipping the Monday live stream because we have, or I have, a guest appearance on the Total Party Chill channel, which will be very fun. So please tune into that. I'll post all the links in and around when it's happening. So you got to sit on that cliffhanger for like 2 weeks, which is fine. I think that's a good one to wait on.
Jeez. 3 weeks.
Oh yeah,
it's a long time.
But yeah, we will see you guys on the 13th for the one shot. That will be, as we said, the one shot of a live one shot with Amy as well, taking place kind of in and around the time of the Learning Lancer one shot that we did. So kind of the war and all that stuff. We got a packed month with a lot of cool stuff happening. I'm also, if you guys want to tune in on Friday, I will also, and Fridays for the rest of this month, I will be guesting on a Vampire the Masquerade game called Lion's Den, which is basically Toronto by Night. If you guys are familiar with the system Vampire the Masquerade, it's like a vampire TTRPG, very famous one. My first time playing, I'm playing a Pretty Jokes character, being the one guy from Toronto on the roster, and the whole like one shot takes place in Toronto. You'll see. I'll be posting about it soon. But yeah, if you're around Friday, tune into that, and if you're around on Monday, tune into the other ones. But yeah, till the next episode, y'all. Thank you all for tuning in and watching this awesome race episode with us. That was fun. Oh yeah, this is the new heart, right?
Yeah.
People don't do this anymore. People do this. No. This is.
But this is also a new piece too.
Wait, that's piece?
Mm-hmm. You know how before the K-pop people used to do like this heart thing?
It's like this. This is what they do.
That's gonna be like spiderweb energy.
Whatever. Now it's like this. Yeah. So we will see you guys back here on the Twitch channel on March 13th for our one shot. Until then, over and out.
Super Journey later.
Super Journey. Bye.
Journey's dudes a Biza.
Stay super, Journey dudes.